So I'm here with James Hicks of Fluffy Kitten Studios.
Right, yeah.
First of all, tell me how you got the name Fluffy Kitten Studios.
Okay, yeah. Chris and I were discussing online what we should name the company, and my little white fluffy ragdoll kitten stood on my keyboard and would not get off. So we're just like, all right, you can have the name.
All right, and kittens aside, what have you got today? Ascent, the space game. What is this?
Ascent it's a lot like EVE Online, but without the player versus player combat. So you don't have teenagers blowing up your stuff, which you may not want. Yeah, so the story of it is we've got humanity's almost totally died out. We're constrained to the last few star systems hanging on by a thread. They're overpopulated, technology's collapsed, government's collapsed, there's starvation, riots, there are no coherent government, and there's remnants of a military, but they're not really in control. No one is. And the role of the player base is to team up, come in as a group into those systems, stabilize the situation, end the starvation, begin recapturing the little lost fragments of technology scattered around the place and researching them back up into high tech, and then begin to move the human population out of these disaster zones, basically, excuse me, into our own colonies that we build out in the outer systems. Yeah, so.
Where did the inspiration from this game from? Were you a big fan of space games, obviously leading up to this?
Yeah, since forever, basically. Probably the main influence was in the 90s, I was playing Frontier Elite 2. I was so in love with that game. Like, you know, I played it, it was like a career for a while, yeah. But I wanted to be able to build things in it, you know, build my own colonies, my own bases, my own star bases, construct my own ships, and all the rest of it. And I really wanted to take more advantage of the fact that you had all these planetary environments, but you couldn't get out or do anything there. You could drop off little mining bots and stuff, but I really wanted a much bigger, more expansive game. And then I played EVE Online for years, and I love that. But I'm not into PvP. Like, if you spend 3 months building up a ship, the last thing I want to do is blow it up. You know what I mean? Maybe help you with it, but not take it off you, you know? So when Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous announced their feature lists, I looked through it and went, no one's going to make this game. And so we decided to make it, basically, yeah. And that's where it sort of came from. And it's the only one, I think, where we're focused on that cooperative construction and really the industrial side of it, the huge open empires, but working together. Yeah.
So it's not many servers, it's one main server?
Single server, yeah. So, well, it's a single cluster, obviously. Like, we have a lot of different virtual machines as part of it. There's 2 separate database clusters, but, you know, one's environment, one's property. So, yeah, it's all one environment. So you've got one set of chat channels, one market, realistically, and yeah, one environment to be in, but 270 billion star systems, so.
And I see the massive joystick setup as well, so obviously controller integration?
Yeah, so you can use a controller to play it. I've done a bit of testing with that, it functions. You can't do everything with a controller, right? So a herd house setup is a lot of fun when you're mining or doing combat, because you've got that kind of, I'm flying my ship manually, especially in first person view, obviously. And they're fairly well integrated. So, you know, if you've got a second axis, like all the other jets in all the other directions, that's on that. And yeah, we've implemented as much of it as is possible. Like, every button does something, basically, so.
So if people want to give it a go, where can they find Ascent, the space game?
You can find us on Steam. We've been in early access since Feb 27, so it's getting pretty refined by now. Or you can just go to thespacegame.com and check us out.
Has there been any feedback from the PAX show or from the last couple of weeks that you've really taken on board or looking to implement in the future?
We've had feedback from the players. What was the last thing? Probably just on the smuggling, because that's the last feature that's gone through, right? So they want another option where you can pre-arrange landing outside the landing bays, which are kind of a customs trap. So with someone, a contact you already have. So being able to go around and do that. It's really just a sort of a usability, enhance that function a little bit, make it a bit more playable and give you a bit more depth to the gameplay. Yeah, it's probably a good example. Yeah.
All right, thanks James, thanks for chatting with us.
Anytime. Thanks for your time.